Hello everyone, it's Ben again with the Papa Ben YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about sharing my faith with my grandkids. Thank you again for taking time out of your day and out of your life to spend with me, listen to what I have to share, and I hope that it is beneficial for you. I hope you get something positive out of this that you can share and grow a relationship with your grandchildren as well. Today I'm sitting in a little different spot in the living room of my house and in front of a Christmas gift that I got from four of the grandkids last year in the one family. It says, "Thanks for helping us grow." And that's a very special and confirmational thing to me, that a lot of the work that I put into that relationship, that they feel like I'm helping them grow. Even if it was inspired by their parents, that their parents see that too, that I'm doing things that help them grow. And one of those things for me that's a huge part of my life is my faith. I'm a Christian. I go to a Baptist church here in town now. I was born and raised Lutheran. I don't have anything against any of them. I have had a journey of faith of my own. It ebbs and flows, my connection with God, and I think that my grandkids have really helped enhance that connection. It's one of those things where it's definitely a great example of something to be thankful to God for, and that is my grandkids. I think it's important to share that with them, what I believe, what I think, take them to church with me, expose them to Sunday school. It was something that I didn't do a very good job of with my own kids, and at times I feel like I regret that. I think that their lives could have been better if I had done a better job of sharing my faith with them. But honestly, at that point in my life, I really did not have much of a connection with God. I did not have much of a faith or a belief. And that's just where we were at. I can't go back. I can't undo it. But I can do a better job now of sharing it with their children, my grandkids. It's a very personal thing for a lot of us. I guess I won't go into too deep about my particulars of what I believe, but I think it's just important that we have faith in something. I think a big problem in the world today is a lack of hope, a lack of faith in God, a lack of knowing God, and I think that sharing that with our grandkids can help make the world a better place. I don't know how they take it. Sometimes, it's just kind of blows over their head, a lot of the stuff that we hear in church. But recently, I took Riot to church here, and they have Sunday school for kids. They take the kids aside during the sermon and have a thing for the kids, and he really enjoyed it. And in this picture on the thumbnail of this video is a picture of when we were all in church the last time, and not all of us, but there was me and 5 of the grandkids. But Riot had shared with his cousins that he enjoyed it, that it was fun, and invited them to come along with us. So I took them. It happened to be that day that we went, there wasn't both of the teachers were gone, so they didn't have Sunday school. And so they sat through the service and the sermon, and they were all very well behaved. And I thought, I hope that didn't taint them in some way against it. But what I know was going on is they were, even if they didn't comprehend it all, that they were immersed in the service. They were there, and there things around them. There was good things that were coming into them, good things that were being said, good things that were being shared. And so it's kind of like swimming. I think that you can't really get in the water without getting wet. It's not always the same. You don't always enjoy swimming, but if you get in the water, you're going to get wet. And I think that just even being in church and being exposed to that some of that is going to sink into them. Some of it, they're going to pick up something. They all said they want to go again. They would like to go in their Sunday school. But it made me feel good that they were willing to go, and that they were all well behaved. And even though it didn't go their way, and that's what I explained to them afterwards, I thanked them. I said, thank you for coming, but also thank you for being good and understanding that just it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but you guys were all very well behaved, and I appreciate that. And I was very happy that they were there with me. I shared that with them too. So I feel like it's a win. I try to count wins as I go through my days. It seems to just be a good mark for me when I can chalk up wins, and having them come to church with me was a win for sure. Last year on Christmas, the Christmas Eve service, myself and Colt went to church, and I think that was the first time he'd been in church. And again, it was, far over his head. I think he was 4, or is 4. But he was in a good environment, where there were good things coming at him. And it made me feel good. And his mom was happy. She was thankful that I took him with me. And now they actually go to church. He was telling me the other night I was over for supper, and he was going to Sunday school. Saturday night I was there, and he was excited for Sunday school on Sunday morning. So I think that some of that could have been from when I took him to church. I don't know for sure. Either way, I'm thankful that he's getting exposed to that. In a big picture, I feel personally, I guess I feel that, that's a lot of what's wrong in this world. Like I said, we've lost hope. We've lost a connection with God. Our self-will has just gone way off the charts. And I think this is the world we get when that happens. That's just my personal 2 cents. Everybody probably won't like that, but that's the way it is, I feel. And I know for me that when I can make that connection stronger with God, and I can make that connection stronger and better for my grandkids to want to seek that I feel better about the world in general. I feel better about myself in the world, and I feel better about the hope and the future for them in the world. So it can be a daunting task. A lot of my life I was just thought I was too busy to spend time in church. And I think that my life would have been different had I cultivated a stronger faith earlier on. But we can't go back. We can't change things. We can only move forward from here. So I try to not beat myself up too much about that. Just really try to focus on where I'm at now, what I can do for them. When I do things that are good for me and my faith and my connection with God, it helps me build that relationship with them, and it helps me share that relationship with them so they can build their own relationship with God. All those things are going to make the world a better place. Grateful that I have the opportunity. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to be in their lives. I'm very blessed that all 9 of the grandkids that I have are very close. The farthest ones live about 45 minutes away. 4 are in the town I'm in, and 3 are about 30 minutes away, and the other 2 are 45 minutes away. And that is such a blessing. I don't know how you long-distance grandparents do it. I don't know. I suppose you just make the best of what you have as well. But, man, I feel really blessed that I have them that close. and that I have the opportunity to do these things. You know, if they were farther away, I wouldn't be able to be as influential in their lives. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad that I'm able to have a connection with God and a faith and a belief and some hope that the world can be better, and that I can share that with the grandkids. I think that's something we can all share. There's a whole lot of good stuff out there to be sought out. The last time I was in church, there was a person there that hadn't been to church before. She said she hadn't been to church since she went a couple times with her grandparents when she was very little. She's in her 40s, and she's at church. She's trying out the different churches in town. She's seeking something. And I think that, you know, is rooted from the couple times she went with her grandparents, even though there was a big gap and only a couple times. So obviously they had an influence on her. So that tells me that even though we don't see the results right away, the influence we can have with the grandkids may show up not for a long time in our life, but when we do things positive, that it'll have a positive impact on them. And it's always with them somewhere in there. That's what it told me. Those few times were with her somewhere in there. And when she was ready and needed to seek out a relationship and some explanation for how the world works, that's the direction she took, was what she'd done with her grandparents. So that gives me some hope too, that even though I don't see immediate results, I'm doing a long-term good thing, and I think we can all do that for our grandkids. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to share that with you. It feels good to share that with the world. Those are things that I'm not a great communicator, and I don't always say things how I want to, or say things that I feel like I want to. So it feels good to get that out there, and I hope that some of it can help somebody else. You know, if you have any questions about anything in grandparenting that you want to do, please leave a question in the comments. I'd be glad to answer any questions. Also, if there's suggestions of videos, something that you're just curious about me and or how I grandparent, or our relationship, or what we have going on, go ahead and leave a comment and I will reply. Also, as always, thanks for taking your time. I do appreciate it. If you do like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Check out my channel. I've got a few videos up now, and looking to add more. So thanks again for your time. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you again on the next one.